By Mudar Zahran. He's the Secretary General for the Jordanian Opposition Coalition, coming to us right now from London. Thanks for joining on the program. Look, it appears that there's immense pressures on Jordan right now from every direction. How uniquely, though, does the fall of Assad affect Jordan now?
Well, first of all, the proximity between the Hashemite regime and the Assad regime was incredible. They're basically like Siamese twins. First of all, both regimes held incredibly strong ties to Iran. Despite what the King of Jordan keeps saying, his real alliance, his real friendship and interest is with Iraq and Iran. Iraq gives him free oil and so forth. A lot with the other Arab countries, which in the Gulf, which are aligned with Iran, like Qatar. That said, Jordan now is facing a huge challenge because the Palestinian majority in Jordan, as well as the so-called Bedouin minority, or all Jordanians in general, have watched another very strong regime fall at the border. So a domino effect is taking place. In addition, the Hashemite regime, the king, has not helped himself. He managed to basically provoke all the people with his lifestyle, lavish lifestyle, and incredible poverty in Jordan increasing over the next 5 years in particular. In addition, the fact that he was openly communicating with Iran. Remember, most Jordanians are Sunnis, and they watched him visiting Iran and his senior officials visiting Iran. It was very provocative for them. In addition, most important, there are many questions at the borders between Israel and Jordan. Basically, the smuggling of the weapons in a police state like Jordan cannot, at best, it's either that the Jordanian intelligence is failing to do its job. At worst, it's the Jordanian intelligence getting involved in the smuggling, and this is not an accusation because there has been evidence in the past, 3 occasions of evidence publicized in the media of the Jordanian intelligence cooperating and selling weapons to ISIS. So it is what they call in Hebrew a big balagan about to happen in Jordan. The Israelis are concerned, and here I want to, as a Jordanian, I want to make something very clear. Every time we get into a mess, whether we like it or not, whether we hate Israel or not, whether we hate Jews or not, the ones who come to our rescue are the Israelis. Jordan is a very fragile regime. Jordan is a royal family of less than 50 individuals ruling a majority of Palestinians who hate their guts. The reason the regime has held on and stability in Jordan has been kept all those years is because of Israel. At the same time, you don't cut or you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And I'm afraid that's what the Jordanian government, the king, has been doing lately. I hate to use this term, but the fat lady has not sunk yet. What happened in Syria is going to happen other places. I think my country, Jordan, is the most likely next place. And the Israelis are now wondering what will be next.
Look, in terms of that, you bring the Palestinian issue, which, given the Palestinian majority in Jordan, I know this is a central issue, perhaps the most inflammatory, is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Look, in the West Bank, in Gaza, we've seen political leadership go through an earthquake this year, we could say. But Abbas is still hanging on, President Abbas hanging on. How much do issues on the other side of the Jordan River in Israel affect what's taking place in Jordan?
Well, I can tell you what's happening right now. The Jordanian, and this is one of the best kept secrets, they are incredibly capable in what you call the West Bank. The intelligence has a huge grip, Jordanian influence and intelligence on eastern Jerusalem and the refugee camps, particularly Jenin and Tol Karim and Balata near Shechem or Nablus. So those militants, right now are having a confrontation with Abbas, and I can sum it up in one sentence, with no conspiracy theories. The first time Palestinian militants got killed 9 months ago fighting the IDF, when their funeral, the Jordanian flags were played. The Jordan the Jordan you see in television is not exactly the way the king and his intelligence roll. Bottom line is, Israel is expecting the worst in Jordan, preparing for the best, but also expecting the worst. Stay tuned. This is going to be quite a show in Jordan. On my side, we're doing all we need to make sure that Jordan will remain stable, to make sure that we come into power when the king is gone, not al-Julani or any of those, Islamists. And one of the things that's really alarming in Jordan at the moment is the magnitude of the anti-Semitic propaganda, which is being operated and run by the king's own media, inciting against Israel, calling for jihad, calling for protest against the Israeli embassy, with very little response from the Palestinian majority or our Bedouin or so-called Bedouin East Banker brothers. Protest against the Israeli embassy, the Jordanian police would literally open the highways, open the roads to the Israeli embassy. The Israeli Jordanian media would call for protests against Israel and so forth, and less than 1,000 people would show up. The king is in a predicament. He doesn't know what to do. And to be honest with you, historically, Israel cannot save every regime they want to save. So we're looking at quite a change in Jordan.
Oh, fascinating. A lot to process, a lot to chew on there. Zahran, appreciate you being with us here. Thank you for the time on the program.